Okay, here we go. This is the ultimate integration with your CRM and everything. It's your AI personal assistant, and it's really, really cool. And let me show you how this works. So you can talk to it through to audio, through text as well. And MCP is what really makes this powerful and gives it access to a lot of tools. So for instance, I can do this. Check my email. I think there was an email that failed to deliver, and it was for a lead that I sent to Reese. Um, So you can shoot that out. You can do it through text or audio, and it's going to interact with your Gmail here. And so how that works is, let me show you kind of these MCP servers, which is really what makes it cool. So normally you would have to, one, you have a prompt here, which kind of explains, hey, these are the tools you have access to, and this is how you access them. Normally you'd have to also prompt the Gmail workflow to know how to interact with the other AI agent. Thankfully, you don't have to do that with MCP. The parent agent understands its tools, and it's basically like you bridge that connection. And so it knows its tools, it knows how to interact with its tools. So here's I found the email, failed to deliver, you forwarded a lead. Here, we could just play this.
Got it. So here's what happened. You forwarded a Zillow lead about Trish, who's interested in a property on Highway 19, to riascoms@gmail.com, but it bounced back. The error said the address couldn't be found, so it looks like Reese's email might not be correct or isn't active anymore. Trish's contact info, in case you need it again, is 21963sunshine@gmail.com.
Okay, it's actually Realtor Reese Combs at gmail.com, and Reese is spelled Reese. So you can send that, and it's going to go in, and it's going to send the email to him. It's going to fix it. Thank you for providing the correct email address. The correct spelling is realtorreesecombs@gmail.com. Okay.
Got it. So the correct email is realtorreesecombs@gmail.com, with Reese spelled Reese. Thanks for confirming that. Would you like me to go ahead and forward the Zillow lead about Trish to this updated address? I can include all the
Yeah,
important
go ahead
details in the
and
original
send the lead.
notification. Just let
Yeah, go ahead and send a. Yeah, it worked. So yeah, then that's going to send out to Reese, which is pretty cool, and you know, it's like your assistant, and so you can make it so that, hey, if I get any important emails, notify me. If you know anything to do with the calendar as well, we've got calendar connected here, and then database and so what really makes this powerful is how you can connect it with your CRM to ask about leads. And I'll just wait for it to finish what it's doing, and then I'll show you guys that. But that's something that I am pretty excited about. Okay, I've successfully sent the. Okay, sweet. I met with a lead named Jennifer Martin recently, and I believe I'm going to meet with her again in the future. Can you give me a brief summary on her situation? So this could be really helpful for like if you're out and about going on showings and you need to get an update on anybody in your CRM. You've just got it right here. You can just text to voice, boom, it's going to go. And again, it's this MCP that makes it powerful. So with high level, it's a little different. You cannot do the MCP because it doesn't have an MCP server. So you have to do it with the traditional way of having an AI agent. But thankfully, with high level, I just have two tools, so it doesn't get too complicated. It's just this HTTP GET request and this HTTP PUT request. So if I want to send her a message, I can use this. If I want to get information, I can use that. That's really all I need. Based on the situation, Jennifer Martin, here, I'll just play this.
Sure. Here's a quick update on Jennifer Martin. She's based in Eaton, northern Colorado, and she's planning to move to Tampa, Florida with her partner, Corey. They're looking for a 4-bedroom, 2-bath home with a pool and a 3-car garage, something within about 45 minutes to an hour from the beach. Areas of interest include Wesley Chapel, Riverview, and Pasco County, but they're also considering spots like Parrish, Homosassa, Brooksville, and maybe even Ocala. They'd prefer something outside a flood zone with low insurance costs and would ideally like to avoid HOA or CDD fees, though they're open. Jennifer,
go ahead and draft a follow-up message to them. Make it short, 2-3 sentences max. I can send that out, and it's going to go ahead and do that follow-up message thing, and it's going to be contextually relevant to them, which is pretty dang cool. One of the ways it's able to do that is with the database node and the database MCP. So that is really the backbone of this thing is this database. I can't find it all of a sudden. Where is it? Oh, Supabase. I don't know what I was thinking. It's right in front of me. So we've connected it to the vector store, which has got all the YouTube transcripts. We've connected it to lead summaries on every lead. And then it's not just a traditional database. It's a vector database. And basically how that works is not only can you look up people individually, but you can look up your whole database as a whole. So if you want to know, hey, what type of questions are my leads asking right now? It can go and find that. And same thing with the conversations. So the conversations, all the output data is what it's going to use when it's drafting these messages to make it sound more like, in this case, sound like Sam. So, hi, Jennifer. Hope you're doing well with your Colorado home listings process. Just checking in on your potential relocation plan. Da, 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 da. So, just acknowledges her. Okay, sweet. And you can even say, hey, can you tweak it to make it sound more like Sam? And it's going to make it sound more like Sam. Now, it while it's doing that, I'll just show you guys kind of what it looks like. So before it updates, but one thing I'm a big advocate for is human in the loop. I do not want any customer facing messages to go out by themselves. And so how I avoid that is I have it go in here, and then in a workflow in HighLevel, I will have it parse in the data there. But then I still, actually my VA is the one, is still going to check this and is going to make sure it's not saying anything crazy, that it makes sense. We're not seeing any hallucinations or anything like that, but it's going to send some contextually relevant information to her that feels personalized. Hey Jennifer, just touching base on your Tampa relocation plans while you're working on selling your Colorado place. When you're ready to jump back into the Florida home search, shoot me a text. I've got some great spots in Wesley Chapel and Riverview to show you. Wow, that is pretty pretty dang good. And then what did it say?
Hey, just giving you the heads up in Sam's voice. So, Jennifer's still focused on selling her place in Colorado, but we're staying in touch about her move to Tampa. Once she's ready to dive back into the Florida home search, especially around Wesley Chapel and Riverview.
And yeah, it's going to more or less say that. So you can also say someone had a question on anything to do with like any databases. So you could ask like this. Hey, I've got an agent who needs Eastlake explained to him. He's confused. Is it Tarpon Springs? Is it Newport Richey? Is it Palm Harbor? He doesn't really know. Can you explain it to him? And so when I ask it to do that, it's going to go into the database, and because it's studied all this stuff, and this is part of its kind of its library of knowledge, it can respond accordingly. And this database was actually the hardest part to set up. It has a lot of technical stuff, which was a little bit over my head, but took a while, but we figured it out. So we've got multiple tables here, and semantically, like these embeddings all work together to make it so that this database is working cohesively like a brain, which is pretty dang cool. Okay, all right. Here's how I'd explain Eastlake to your confused agent. That's funny. What is Eastlake? The Sam version. See, I want it to sound like Sam because Sam is the agent I'm building this for. So
all right, here's how to explain Eastlake to your agent. It's not Tarpon Springs, it's not Newport Richey, and it's not Palm Harbor, though the mailing addresses might trick you into thinking otherwise. Eastlake is actually its own area, east of Lake Tarpon. It was mostly built up in the late 90s and early 2000s and runs along Eastlake Road. It's got about 30,000 people, bigger than Tarpon Springs but smaller than Palm Harbor. What makes Eastlake stand out? Great schools, family-focused neighborhoods, lots of HOAs with nice amenities, and lush landscaping, which is kind of rare for newer developments. It's mainly residential, a bit tucked away.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. So, you can use it to write emails. You could say, okay, go ahead and write that in an email. Go out to my database. You can send that, but you can do a lot here. Yeah, there's a ton. It's pretty cool. I think I showed you guys Open Router. It's powered by Claude right now. I don't know if I said this or not, but I'll say it. Basically, the reason Claude's good. Claude's like a medium price model. You could go cheaper, but you might sacrifice some of the quality by going cheaper. So, Claude's kind of a good in between for me. But $3 per million tokens, $15 per output million tokens. So you will hit that fairly quick, but it still solves a problem, which is pretty cool. And, for this demo, I mean, there's a lot of ways you can make it cheaper, but for this, it takes a little bit more work. But for this demo, this works really well at showing the capabilities of what it can do. Hope that was helpful.